just come to a comfortable seat. If you have a pillow, if you happen to have blocks, just something to raise your seat on. And keep in mind, you can also come to a kneeling position here if you like. And take a couple seconds to adjust and making sure that you're comfortable. And try to turn the phones off and put them to the other side of the room. I find it's much easier to get distracted at home. Putting your phone right there, or having the computer screen. Okay, good. Gently placing the hands on the thighs, sit nice and tall, and roll the shoulders back and down. And from here, take your right arm behind you, behind the back of the waist, reaching it over to the left side of the waist. And then interlace the fingers. Right? If not, you can just keep reaching that arm there, but if you're able to interlace the fingers, so the interlace of the fingers comes to the left side of the waist. And now press the back of the waist into the arm into the waist, sit a little bit taller. And then gently dip your ear towards your left shoulder. And then slowly turn the chin towards the left shoulder. Nice and slow, take your time. You should feel a nice stretch in that right side of the neck, that trap. Take some breaths, sitting nice and tall. Keep rooting down with the sit bones. Good, one more inhale. And then gently release. The head comes back to center. Release the hands back to the thighs. Take a breath. And then moving into the other side. So bringing the left arm behind the back. Reaching it as if you can reach it back around your waist towards your belly button. And then if you can, interlace the fingers so the hands come interlaced to the right side of the waist. Press the arm into the lower back into the arm. Sit tall. And then very slowly dip your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then slow again to start to take the chin towards your right shoulder, moving a little deeper into that trap. Stay rooted with the sit bones, sitting tall, deep breaths. And then slowly release back to center. Release the hands back down to the thighs. Turn your gaze back to center and close the eyes. And just observe any imprints of those few movements we just completed. Notice any sensations. Start to deepen your breath here. Filling the belly, filling the ribs. Relaxing the muscles of the face. And allow yourself to bring your full attention to your yoga mat right now. Forgetting about the events of your morning and trying your best not to think about the rest of the day. Use this hour of self-care and be selfish. It's your hour, so all you need to think about is you and your mat. And gently blinking the eyes open. We'll start in child's pose. So if you're sitting on a pillow or a block, you can push that to the side. And taking your knees a little wider than you might normally. You're bringing the big toes to touch. So nice wide legged child's pose. Reaching the arms forward. Letting the head rest on the mat. And from here, just shift your hips from left to right a little bit. Just kind of wiggle around that child's pose as you start to reach the hips back. Good, and then pressing the hips back to the heels. Now coming up onto the tips of the fingers, so kind of tent the hands, kind of like gecko hands. And notice how that brings a little more energy into your child's pose. So from the tips of the fingers, start to isometrically pull back with the fingers. Feel the shoulder blades draw down the back and send the heart forward. And now isometrically press the fingertips forward to send the hips back more. Good, then as you inhale, isometrically draw the fingertips back, send the heart forward, shoulders down the back. And then exhale, isometrically pressing the fingertips forward to reach the hips back. So super small movements in this child's pose here. Hold here. Start to hug the triceps in toward the bone and spin your elbow creases up to the sky. And maybe the head is on the mat, maybe it's slightly lifted. Take a breath. And then slowly walk your hands into the knees. And gently bringing the knees back together. And then coming up to tabletop position. Bringing the wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And tucking the toes here and start to press back through the heels. I like tabletop with a tucked toe position because we very rarely stretch our feet in this way. So really try to inch your toes up towards your knees. And begin some just simple cat-cows on your breath. So as you inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, gaze up. And then as you exhale, round the back, look towards your belly and press the mat away. Good, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, gaze up. And exhale, nice big round, press the mat away. And continue for a couple breaths, just at your own pace. So maybe you're a little quicker or slower than me. And taking one more inhale and exhale. And coming back to a neutral spine. Good. From here, slide the right hand so that it's underneath the nose. And inhale the left arm up, coming into a table twist. Keeping the arm in line with the shoulder. So here, be mindful not to just yank your arm back, but think about the left side of the rib cage coming back and trying to bring the right side of the rib cage forward. Now flip the left palm so it faces behind you and wrap it behind your back. So similar movement that we just did in that seated position. And try to wrap your fingertips all the way around the right side of the waist, all the way towards the belly button. So we're going to work with some binds today, so you'll see this action a few more times as we build up to our peak pose. Gazing up if it's comfortable. Now from here, slide your right toes back, straighten the right leg. And now see if you can rotate a little further with that right leg straight. Left ribs draw back more, gazing up if it's comfortable. Press through the right heel. Deep breaths. One more inhale here. Coming out the same way we came in. So first, slide the right toes back, lower the right knee. Inhale, release that arm, reach up. And exhale, place the left hand down on the mat. And the left hand's going to replace the right hand. So left hand comes underneath the nose. Inhale, right arm reaches up for a twist. Both knees stay down to start. Again, be mindful of twisting in the thoracic spine. So twisting the rib cage. Draw the right ribs back, bring the left ribs forward. Now flip the right palm so it faces behind you. Wrap the right arm around your back, all the way around the left side of the waist. Try to reach it towards your belly button. Good, and now slide the left toes back, straightening the left leg, and start to rotate a little further. You have a little more space to go there as you draw the right ribs back. Left ribs come forward, you gaze up. Straight left leg reaching through that heel. And then reversing how we came in. So first, lower the left knee back down to the mat. As you inhale, release the right arm up to the sky. And exhale, lower the right hand down to tabletop position. And then from here, just walk the hands about 2 inches ahead. Tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in, and with an engaged core, lower all the way down to your bellies, keeping those elbows hugged in. Point the toes, press the tops of the feet down. Gently press the hands down, lift up to baby cobra. Hold here. Hug the elbows together. And then think about that isometric movement with the hands. So isometric would bring the hands back, send the heart forward, lift the chest. Gaze is neutral, neck is neutral. Good, exhale, release. Tuck the toes, pull your belly in, so engaged core as you press to tabletop position. And then here, lift the knees about 2 inches off the mat and hold. Draw the belly in. And then start to reach the hips back with bent knees, so really bent knee version of down dog. Focusing first on the upper body, lengthening the sides of the waist, so press the hands down. Hands press down and forward, reach the hips back, stretch through the sides of the waist. Rotate the elbow creases forward. And then slowly start to pedal out the feet. Taking your time. Maybe the first hamstring stretch of the day, so take it easy. Couple more pedals. Shaking the head a little bit here. Shake it out, yes. Shake it out, no. And then come all the way up onto the tippy toes. Take an inhale. And exhale, reach the heels down to the mat and hold here. Nice deep breaths. Observe how your down dog feels this morning. Observing without any judgment, just noticing. Good, draw the belly to the spine. Inhale, come forward to plank. We'll go through one more modified vinyasa. Lower the knees, pull the belly in, exhale, lower down to the mat. Point the toes, gently press the hands down. Inhale, lift the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, pull the belly in, press through all fours, and back to downward facing dog. So remember, you can always take that modified version of a vinyasa. You can also skip the vinyasa. So while we're all taking the same class, we might totally have a different experience of the class depending on your energy level. So just remember, you can always modify. And then start to walk your feet towards your hands, nice and slow and mindfully. Little walking meditation to the front of your mat. Bend the knees as you need to when you get there. And then once you're at the front, also take a wider stance. So as wide as your mat, take a nice bend to the knees. Let your torso kind of settle to the inner thighs. Hold on to opposite elbows and sway from side to side. So completely release the weight of your head and your shoulders and your arms. And your elbows are drawing your hands are drawing your elbows down toward the mat. A couple more shakes of the head. Shake it out, yes. Shake it out, no. And then just switch the grip of your elbows. So hang on the opposite way. So this pose is called ragdoll. So let your body feel just like the pose sounds, ragdoll. Right? No effort, just kind of hanging, swaying. And then come back into center, releasing the elbows. Heel toe your feet so that they're about hip width apart. And still with a nice bend to the knee and that ragdoll sensation in the upper body, rolling up. One vertebrae at a time. Good, coming to the front of your mat. If you're not there, ready for Tadasana. Either big toes are touching, or maybe there's some space between the feet. Either way is fine, wherever you're comfortable. Rolling the palms to face forward. Draw the shoulders down the back. And then really be mindful of pressing down through the feet and try to stand a little taller. So that action of rooting and rebound. As we press down, we can lift up. Navel draws in, tailbone tucks. Gaze is nice and soft. Press down through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms out, around and up. Exhale with a long spine, forward fold. Inhaling up to a flat back, so hands to shins or fingertips to the mat. Draw the shoulders back and down. Exhale, fold back down. Pull your belly in as you fold. And then coming up to stand. So press down to the feet. Inhale, reaching up. Press down to reach a little higher. And exhale, long spine, folding right back down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back and down. Exhale, plant the hands, stepping back to plank pose. Now again, taking the modified chaturanga if you need to. For a full chaturanga, knees stay up so the body never actually touches the mat. Bend the elbows 90 degrees. And then inhale, straighten the arms. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the heart. Upward facing dog. Everything's lifted. Pull the belly in. Move with an engaged core as you lift the hips up and back to down dog. Good, guys. Take a couple breaths there. Remember that isometric movement of the hands, right? Press down and forward, reach the hips back. Relax the head. Good. Inner thighs spin back, heels reach down. Good. From here, lifting the right leg up into the air behind you. And exhale, step it between the hands, lower the left knee. Inhale, arms reach up, Anjalayasana. Draw the navel in, send the hips forward, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, bring the arms behind you, interlace the fingers. If you can't interlace the fingers, you can grab that strap or towel that we used. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bow the chest forward to hover over that right knee. Inhale, lift the heart, reach up, knuckles down, heart lifts. Exhale, hinge forward, chest reaches forward, hover over that knee. Inhaling, come back up, knuckles down, chest up. Exhale, bow forward, and then hold here. As you send the front of the spine forward, reach the knuckles back, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Stay here, or maybe reach the arms forward, bring the arms to frame the head, thumbs point to the sky. Squeeze the tricep muscles into the bone. Hovering above that right thigh, take one more inhale. And then exhale, float the hands to the inside of that right foot. From here, I'm going to come into a version of lizard. We'll be rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot. So keeping that foot nice and flexed. So you want to be on that outer blade of that foot. Knees going to come out to the side. Option to lower down. If you do have blocks, or if you have a pillow, maybe we lower the forearms down, maybe we're all the way down to the ground, but be mindful of that right ankle not rolling, right? So super flexed right foot, beautiful. Good, if you want to kick it up a notch, you can lift that back knee. Totally up to you, depending what you want to get out of this class. Move more, move less, all is good. Good. If that knee is down, lift it for just a second. And then press back up to the bottoms of your hands. And then bring the bottom of the right foot back to the mat. Hands are inside of the right foot. Draw the belly in, stepping back to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing, lift the heart, shoulders back and down. Pull your belly in, engaged core as you lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Noticing the pace of the breath. So down dog is actually considered a resting pose, so it's a chance for us to catch our breath here. Good, inhale, left leg lifts up into the air behind you. Exhale, step it between the hands, right knee lowers. Inhale, arms reaching up. Draw the navel in, press the hips forward, lengthen the spine. Deep breaths here. On your next exhale, sweep the arms around and behind you. Take the opposite interlace of the fingers. If that's not happening, grab your strap. Give yourself a little more room. Inhale, lift the heart, reach the knuckles down. Exhale, hinge at the hip, reach the heart forward, hover over that left thigh. Good, inhale, lift up, heart lifts, knuckles reach down. Exhale, bow forward, hover over that thigh. Inhaling, lift the heart, knuckles reach down. Exhale, hinge forward, hover and hold here. Send the knuckles back, reach the front of the spine forward, draw the shoulders away from the ears, and then maybe release the arms to frame the head. Good, palms spread out, thumbs reaching toward the sky, beautiful. Good, one more in-breath here, awesome guys. And then exhaling, taking the hands to the inside of that left foot. Again, super flex to that foot. Come onto the outer blade of that left foot. And then move as far as you can into this pose. So maybe we just stay here. Maybe we can lower the forearms. Maybe we place our forearms on a block. Good. Noticing if left and right are different. Usually they are. Without judgment, just noticing. And if you want to work a little harder, lift that back knee. Totally up to you. Breathe into wherever you feel is tight. Awesome, guys. And if the back knee is lowered, lift it for just a second. And then slowly press up to the bottoms of your hands. Taking the left foot back to the mat, so both hands are on the inside of the left foot. Pull the belly in, engage the core, stepping back to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, guys, hold there. Deep breaths. Now, take the big toes to touch. Come all the way up onto your tippy toes. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. Pull your belly way into your spine and hop or step to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Press down to the feet. Come all the way up to stand. Reach the arms out, around and up. Exhale, sweep the arms alongside you and behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, lift the chest, reach the knuckles down, lean back a little bit. With straight legs, exhale, hinge forward at the hips, bringing the arms up off the back any amount. Maybe you have a strap here. Good, holding there. Make sure there's some weight in your toes. And that's going to ensure that the hips are above the heels and we're not shifting back. Good, now pull your belly in more to reach the heart towards the toes. Good, guys, breathe. Arms come up off the back any amount. Good, now bend the knees, release the arms, roll it up one vertebrae at a time. Back to Tadasana. Face the palms forward. Press down through the feet to stand taller. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, long spine, forward fold. Inhaling to a flat back. Exhale, lower the hands, stepping back to plank pose. Keep the elbows hugged in, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, press through straight arms, lift the heart, draw the shoulders back and down, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Remember, you can always skip that part, meet us in down dog or take a child's pose, whatever you need for your practice. Good. From here, inhale, lift the right leg up into the air behind you. Exhale, step it between your hands. Spin the left heel down, so set the feet up for warrior two, so there's a line from your front heel to your back heel. Now reach your left arm forward, up, and then to the back of your mat, warrior two, heart lifting the arms up. Take a peek at your front knee, make sure you can see your big toe. Opening up that knee towards the pinky toe side of the foot, and thinking about the inner right thigh spinning out. Inner right thigh spins out, so externally rotating that front thigh, at the same time internally rotating that back thigh. So left thigh spins toward the mat, inner right thigh spins open toward the outside. Good. Flip your right palm. Just for your inhale, reach back, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, reaching forward, forward, forward. Keep a right bend to that right knee. Taking the forearm to the right thigh, left arm just up to the sky here for a side angle. Now we'll come into that same half bind and we're going to move on from there. So flip the left arm behind you, left palm. Wrap the left arm behind your back, all the way to the right side of the waist, all the way to your belly button. And then draw the left side of the rib cage back, gaze up, grounding through the outer edge of your left foot. Keep pressing your right knee out towards your pinky toe. Good. Release the arm. Left arm comes back up. Inhale, reverse triangle. So pressing the leg straight, reach back. Exhale, reaching toward the front of the mat, hinging at the hips, setting up for triangle pose. Taking the hand down, chin, ankle, block, or the mat. If you're on the mat or block, take it to the inside of that right foot. Good. Left arm reaches up. Same half bind. Flip the left palm behind you. Wrap the left arm behind your back to the right waist, all the way to the belly button. Left side of the rib cage draws back. Gaze up if it's comfortable. And then from here, keeping that half bind, so maybe your fingertips are reaching towards that right hip crease. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bending the right knee. So now back in a side angle version, side angle pose with that half bind version. Good. Breathing here. Rotate the right ribs forward, press through the outer edge of the right foot, and press the right knee into the arm and the arm into the knee. Good. Release the left arm back up. Press down to the feet. Just for your inhale, reverse warrior. And then exhale, cartwheel the arms down, framing in the front foot, stepping back to plank. Moving through a vinyasa, or just taking a child's pose, or just pressing back to down dog. Beautiful, guys. Moving with the breath. Good. A few breaths here. Good. Now inhale, left leg lifts behind you. Exhale, step it between your hands. Right heel spins down. Remember, we have front heel to back arch alignment. Sweep your right arm forward, up to the sky, and then to the back of the room, or the back of the mat, unless you guys are outside. Good. Pressing the left knee toward the pinky toe side of the foot. Now thinking of those two actions with the thigh. So the inner left thigh rotates out. The inner right thigh rotates down to the mat. So you have an external rotation of the front leg, internal rotation of the back leg. That's going to help you move a little bit deeper into the hips. Good. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Relax the face. Flipping the left palm up just for your in-breath, reverse warrior. And then exhale to a side angle version with the forearm on the thigh. Right arm reaches up to the sky. And then moving to that half bind, right palm flips behind you. Wrap the right arm behind your back, all the way to the left side of the waist. Maybe it meets that left hip crease. Now send the right ribs back. Rotate the left ribs forward. Gaze up if it's comfortable. Good. Breathing here. And then unwrap that right arm. Reach it up to the sky. Inhale, reverse triangle. So as you reach back, straighten that front leg. And then exhale, reach back forward. Legs are straight, hinging at that front hip. Take the hand down to the shin, ankle, block, or the mat. Right arm up to the sky. If you're on a block or the mat, take the hand to the inside of that foot. Good. Send the left ribs forward, open the heart up. Come into back to that half bind, so flip the left palm behind you, wrap it behind your back, all the way, the right palm, wrap it behind your back, all the way to the left side of the waist. Maybe you can nudge the fingers in that left hip crease. Good, more rotation with the upper spine, draw the right ribs back. Good, keeping that half bind, we're just gonna bend that left knee, coming now back into a half bound version of side angle pose. Good, press the knee into the arm into the knee. Beautiful, breathing there. Press to the outer edge of that back foot. Awesome, guys. Good, unwrap that right arm, reach it up. Inhale, come back to reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot, stepping back to plank pose. Taking your vinyasa or skipping it, meet us in down dog. If you need a child's pose, take a child's pose. Beautiful, guys. Take a few breaths. Bring the big toes to touch. Come all the way up onto your tippy toes. Bend the knees. Look between the hands. Pull your belly in and step or hop all the way to the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Press down to the feet. Reach the arms out, around and up. Come all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. From here, we'll move into tree pose, starting by balancing or grounding down on our right foot. So I'm going to mirror you guys if you're looking at me. So options are either left toes to the mat, foot to the calf. If you need to use your hands and take your foot all the way up to the inner thigh, doing that, but just not on the knee joint. So right leg is down, right leg is straight, left leg is up, hands come to prayer at the heart center. Now really enforce this little sandwich going on here to the inner thigh and the foot into the inner thigh. Press down through your right foot and press down to lift taller. So stand a little taller here. See if you can draw the left knee out to the left a little bit more. Good, opening up that inner thigh a little bit more. If you like, reach the arms up, separate the palms, and really feel that sensation of rooting down to lift up. Reach through the fingertips, but keep space between the shoulders and the ears. If you want one more little challenge, you can start to look up. Notice how that changes the pose. Awesome, guys. Stay with it. Good. Bring the palms to touch. Draw the thumbs back to the center of the heart. Nice and in control. First, take the knee out in front of you, and then place it down to next to the left or the right foot. Good. Now switching sides. So grounding down with the left leg, right toes either to the mat, to the calf, or the inner thigh. Absolutely take your hands to bring that foot up if you need to. Just avoid that knee. Now rooting down. So left foot presses down. Right foot presses into the thigh, thigh presses into the foot. Stand a little taller and see if you can draw that right knee out to the side a little bit more. Good, if you're feeling up to it, raise the arms up, separate the palms. Grow taller. The more you root down through that left foot, reach up higher. Draw the shoulders down the back. Final challenge is to start to look up. Notice how that changes your balance. Good. Bring the palms to touch as you exhale, thumbs to the center of the heart. taking that right knee first out in front of you, and then slowly lowering it next to the left foot. Release the hands back to Tadasana. Press down through the feet, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, long spine, forward fold. Inhaling up to a flat back. Exhale, lower the hands, stepping back to plank pose, lower down, chaturanga. Keep the elbows hugged in, belly tight. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the heart, shoulders roll back, upward dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhaling the right leg up into the air behind you. And exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Same sequence, but moving on. So flip that left heel down, front heel aligns with the back arch, warrior two. Left arm reaches forward, up, and then to the back of the room. Good, pressing that right knee out to the side. Think of the rotation of your thighs. So left thigh rolls down, inner left thigh rolls down to the mat. Inner right thigh rolls to the outer edge of your mat. Bend a little deeper with that right knee. Good, flip the right palm just for your breath. Inhale, reverse. Exhaling, side angle pose. This time taking the right hand to the inside of the right foot, left arm up. If you have a block or a pillow or whatever you're using to get creative, have it underneath that hand, but hand is the inside of that right knee. The knee presses into the shoulder, shoulder presses into the knee. Flip the left arm behind you, wrap it behind your back, coming to that half bind. Draw the left side of the ribcage back, gaze up. Good, breathe here. Unwrap that left arm, reach it back up to the sky. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten the right leg. Exhale with straight legs, hinge at that right hip, reach forward, reach, reach, reach. Triangle pose, lower the right hand back down, inside of the foot if it reaches the mat. Left arm back up. Coming back into that half bind, flip the left arm behind you, wrap it behind your back. Draw the left ribs back, try to send the right ribs forward. Good, now from here, bending the right knee again, coming to that half bound side angle pose, and we'll move on from here if we can. See if we can come into that full bind. So right arm is going to come underneath the right leg. If you need your strap here, so pretty much everyone can come into this if they have a strap, right? You're just going to bridge that gap a little bit with the hands. And then draw the left shoulders back more. Good. Inner right knee presses into the arm presses into the knee. Now option to stay here or maybe just stay in that half bind in our finale, Bird of Paradise. So from here, if you can, step your back foot in to the front of the mat. You're still holding on to that bind. I'll face you guys so you can see. Coming up onto your right toes. Bend to the left knee. Start to lift the toes up, lift the chest. Good. Inner right thigh presses into the elbow, elbow presses into the thigh. Standing up if you can. And then maybe extending that leg. See where we're at. Good, maybe we're just staying in that half bind. Nice. Nice, Jax. Nice, Dory. Yeah, even if it's for just a second. Good, guys. One more try if you want. And then just fall out and untangle yourself. All right, and then stepping the feet back together. If you could still hold on to the bind, step yourself back to that side angle pose. If not, the arms can just be released. And if they're not already released, release them. Take an inhale. Exhale, hands come down to frame the front foot. Stepping back to plank pose, moving through your vinyasa. Or resting in down dog or resting in child's pose. Good, guys. All right, we got one more side. We'll see what happens on this side. Take a couple breaths there. Inhale, lift the right leg up into the air behind you. I'm sorry, left. I take that back on the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, step it between your hands. Spin the right heel down, front heel to back alignment. Warrior two, right arm reaches forward, up, and to the back of the room. Good, pressing that left knee toward the pinky toe. Think about the rotation of the thighs. So your right inner thigh is spinning down towards the mat. Your left inner thigh is spinning out toward the long edge of your mat. Good. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Flip your left palm just for a breath. Reach back. Reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. We're going to take the left hand to the inside of the left foot. If you have a block or a similar prop, place it underneath your hand. Right arm reaches up. Inner left thigh presses into that shoulder. Shoulder presses into the inner left thigh. Now draw the right ribs back. Flip the right palm behind you. Reach the right arm behind the back. All the way to that left crease, coming into the half bound version. Good, draw the right ribs back. Breathe. Press to the outer edge of your right foot. Awesome, guys. Look up if it's comfortable. And then unwrap that bind, reach the right arm up. Inhale, reverse triangle. Straighten the legs, reach back. Exhale, reaching forward, hinge at the hips, straight legs, triangle pose. Hand back to the block or the mat or the shin, inside of the foot. Right arm reaches up, flip the right palm behind you, wrap it behind your back. Good, half bound triangle pose, rotate the right ribs back. Good, legs are straight, gaze up if it's comfortable. Beautiful, hang on to that half bind. We're just gonna bend that right knee again. Back into side angle pose. Right, and you're perfectly fine staying here. If you wanna try moving forward through the same progression, maybe we come to that full bind, so left arm comes underneath the left thigh. Grab the fingertips or the strap of your band. Now step your right foot in. Ground it down into the right foot. So big sandwich going on here between the inner thigh and that left shoulder. Left inner thigh presses into the left shoulder presses into the inner thigh. Start to shift onto that right leg. Maybe the chest starts to lift. And then maybe we straighten that left leg. Who's got it? Yeah, Helena. Come on, Jex. There you go, Robin. There you go, Dory. Nice, man. Good, guys. All right. And as slow and controlled as you can, we're going to lower that left foot down. Stepping back into that side angle version with the bound arms. Release the arms. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands down to the mat, framing the front foot. Stepping back to plank pose. Your choice. Child's pose or a vinyasa before you go to child's pose. But we will all meet in child's pose. And not taking the knees as wide as we did in the beginning. Just a very relaxed version of child's pose. Good, guys. Take some breaths. Good work. It's called Bird of Paradise. I don't think I said the name of that pose, but few breaths here. Let your body come back to that sensation of more softness as opposed to engaging so much here. And then slowly walk the hands in. Shift onto either side to come onto your backs. Setting up for a bridge pose. So bending the knees, taking the bottoms of the feet to the mat. And then bend your elbows to 90-degree angles, kind of like robot arms here. So the triceps, the upper arms are hugging into the ribs, and the triceps are pressing down into the mat. And notice as you press the triceps down, the chest puffs a little bit. So ideally your lower back and your upper ribs are just touching the mat. Now leading with this action of coming to this back bend with the chest. So as you press through the feet, keep reaching the chest toward the chin, but keep the head in neutral. From here you can straighten the arms. If it's available, interlace the fingers, and to kind of tuck your shoulders underneath, you kind of shimmy to the right and shimmy to the left and try to tuck those deltoid muscles underneath you. And then from here, root and rebound. So press the triceps down to lift the chest and the hips up. Good, now also think of isometrically pressing the feet forward to send the chest back. Good, be mindful to keep the neck in neutral. Take some deep breaths. Good, one more inhale here. Exhale, release the clasp of the fingers and slowly roll down. Try to lower from your upper, middle, and then lower back. We'll take a couple breaths here and come into one more back bend. And then when you're ready, setting up the same way. So come to those 90-degree bend in the elbows, press the triceps down into the mat, and just slightly puff the chest here. So automatically notice that action of pressing the triceps down, chest lifts just a touch. Now continue to press the feet down, keep lifting the chest toward the chin, lift the hips. All right, so that just ensures that we move into that back bend with the upper back first. If it's available, interlace the fingers the opposite way underneath you. Rock to the left, rock to the right, and roll the shoulders underneath you. Good. Press the arms down to lift up. And then, like you're sliding your feet forward, they're not going to actually go anywhere, but isometrically press your feet forward and send the chest back. Beautiful. Nice deep breaths. Good. Exhale, release the hands. Slowly lower upper, middle, and lower back. Take the feet wide and just let the knees rest in towards one another for a couple seconds. And then slowly bring the knees in toward the chest. Take the hands behind the thighs. Start to rock all the way up and down the spine. And the next time you rock up, see if you can balance and come right to boat pose. So lifting the chest, modification would be bending the knees, lifting the chest, lifting up out of the lower back, so try not to round the back. Relax the face. Lower down halfway. Good, lift up. Hands to the backs of the thighs, couple more rocks. And then come to balance, right on the sit bones, right on the butt. Lift the chest, release the hands, boat pose. Maybe we straighten the legs. Breathe, lift the heart, shoulders back and down. Lower halfway down. Inhale, lift up. Once more, exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, release the feet down. Good job, guys. Let's come to a straight leg position. Do a time check. And then from here, we'll bend the right knee and take the right knee out to the side. And moving that right foot so that it's as close to the inner left thigh, inner hip crease as you can. And then from here, sit tall and take both hands over to the left. So we're coming into a twist here and walking the hands out a little bit more as you can. Keep a nice flex to that left leg. Good, pull the belly in and to the left. And then slowly walk your hands back. Hands are going to frame the front foot, and we'll stay here in that forward fold over that left leg. Since you guys do have a strap or a towel, you can place it around that foot if you want. And And be mindful that you're not rounding your shoulders too much up to your ears. So keep the shoulders away from the ears. Pull your belly in and to the left a little bit. Reach the chest toward the toes. Relax your face. Good. Slowly walk your hands back in. And use your hands to lift the knee up and straighten out that right leg, and use your hands to bend the left knee. And now take the left knee out to the side. Again, trying to get the left foot as close as you can to that inner right hip crease. Right leg stays straight, and we'll come into this. So this forward fold is a little bit of a twist to it, but twisting beyond and then coming back to it is a nice way to come into it. So we're first gonna twist more than we need to. So take the hands over to the outside of that right leg. Walk the hands out as much as you can, taking the chest down towards the mat as much as you can. Flex to that right foot, active right leg. All right, so we're twisting a little further than we need to in this pose. But then once we come back to it, it's just a nice way to come into it. Good, one more inhale. And then exhale, we're going to walk the hands so that they frame the right leg. Maybe a strap here. Oop. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, so just be mindful not to round your upper back and hunch your shoulders forward. So draw the shoulders back. Think of the chest reaching toward the toes. Pull your belly in and to the right. Right? Think about trying to make contact with your upper right thigh to that belly. Relax the face. Good. Slowly walk the hands in. And then use your hands to now bend the right knee. Just kind of help your legs into this position as we start to wind down a little bit. Take the bottoms of the feet together. And the distance your heels are to your hips is going to be up to you. So just be in a comfortable position. Think of this more as a very gentle restorative stretch. And then from here, I typically don't say this, but I want you to round your back and I want you to round your shoulders and just walk your hands out. If you do have a block or a pillow, you can place it on your feet. And are in a position where you can maybe rest your head on it. It's not necessary, but if it's there, you might as well use it and grab it. Right? But let the shoulders round, let the back round, let the head just fall. The crown of the head reaches towards the mat. If you're feeling too much of a stretch in the inner thighs, take the feet a little further away. So this should be a just more gentle, restorative feeling to this shape here. Lengthen the back of the neck. Couple more breaths. And then slowly walking the hands in. From here, we'll transition to Shavasana. Again, use your hands to lift the knees and even straighten the legs. So starting to just release all of your muscular energy, moving nice and slow onto your backs. Let the toes fall out to the side, face the palms up. If you have something to cover your eyes, you can do that. And if you have a pillow, you can place it underneath your knees. And then make sure you're comfortable. So adjust a little bit. And then be happy with your adjustments, and then let go of any movements. Allowing the body to start to feel a little heavier. Again, releasing all of that muscular engagement. So all that holding ourselves up, all of the moving and supporting the joints, just let it go. Imagine that your upper outer layer of skin on the front of your body is like a weighted blanket. And the skin on the front of the body is just weighing your body down, allowing it to relax even further. Letting your muscles feel heavier. Letting your bones feel heavier. And letting your organs feel heavier. Give yourself permission to completely let go. And let your body observe all the good movements, all the good breathing, all the relaxation, all the healing. Letting that settle into the body and to the mind. Slowly start to deepen your breath. And bring gentle movements back through the fingers and the toes, the ankles and the wrists. Rock your head from side to side. And move or stretch in any way that you need to reawaken your body. And as you're ready, bend the knees and roll all the way to the right side, resting your head on your bottom arm like a pillow. And taking your time to press yourself up to a comfortable seat, letting the hands touch at the center of the heart. And we'll close with one Om. Inhale. Om. Light and honors the same light within each of you. Thank you for sharing your practice. Namaste.